Senator Xenophon.
Mr Abler, since I'd like to ask some questions in respect of INTAS. Since I've got the right acronym?
Yes, Senator.
That's good. I always get confused with acronyms in this joint. Since introduction into operational service, how many integrated tower automation suite INTAS software versions have been installed at Rockhampton, Broome, Adelaide and Melbourne towers respectively?
Senator, you did get the acronym right, INTAS, and it's an example of moving away from very old, well, in fact, it was paper-based system using strips and handwriting on them to introducing modern technology.
I know what it does, but what's happened to the software? How many software versions have been installed at Rockhampton, Broome, Adelaide and Melbourne towers?
The detail of that, Senator, I will have to take on notice. There have been updates to the software versions since we started implementing INTAS, but the exact number I will have to take on notice.
Okay, and further to that, have any of these software versions required reversion to a previous software version due to unsatisfactory performance?
No, so no, I'll have to take that on notice.
Well, and further to that, if so, how many at each tower? Second set of questions in respect to this. Since introduction into operational service, how many INTAS Airservices systems issues database entries have been raised at or for Rockhampton, Broome, Adelaide and Melbourne towers respectively? On notice?
Yes, thank you.
How many remain open? Also on notice. Third set of questions. Since introduction to operational service, how many traffic triggered and or equipment, and that is Airservices owned or otherwise, alarms and or alerts or cautions and or warnings have been presented to air traffic controllers at INTAS work positions at Rockhampton, Broome, Adelaide and Melbourne towers respectively?
Senator, I'll take that on notice as well, but can I say that at the moment, and there have not been any, in terms of rating of severity of some issues, there are no outstanding severity 1 issues. We've introduced...
Could you explain, I mean, perhaps on notice, if you can explain the difference between what severity 1 and presumably severity 2 and 3?
Different characteristics, yes. And I
if you can set out those, that would be very useful.
Yes.
And what percentages of these alerts, alarms/alerts or cautions/warnings, what percentages, if any, have been false? Fourth set of questioning in respect to this. Since introduction to operational service, has INTAS ever displayed information to air traffic controllers that was late, incorrect, incomplete, corrupted or absent? Is that on notice?
Yes, I'll take that on notice, Senator.
If so, on how many occasions for Rockhampton, Broome, Adelaide and Melbourne towers respectively? On notice?
Yes, thank you.
I thought you might surprise me one day by saying you have the answers exactly for that. Fifthly, fifth set of questions. You got a problem, Senator Still?
Well, I reckon you should do notice. I've got a problem when there's no answers. Every time you ask a question, it's taken on notice. Yeah, that gives me grief.
I hate upsetting you, Senator Still.
It gives me grief.
How many?
Someone
How
answer a
many?
question?
How many? How many?
What people get paid for?
Yeah.
Jesus, I wouldn't mind if it's a one-off. This is regular.
How have any accidents or incidents
Paid shitloads of money.
within the meaning of the Transport Safety Investigation Regulations 2003 or the Airservices Safety Management System internal reporting requirements occurred that late, incorrect, incomplete, corrupt or absent information provided by INTAS is contributory to an extent? Senator Still, I think you're going to take it on notice. Yeah. Okay.
Bet you $5 that'll be the case.
All right.
Well, you never know. Get an answer.
Can you shed any light in respect to that?
Look, the issue I think you're referring to, see, I haven't got the specific details. We introduced new technology into those 4 towers, as you point out. And with any new technology, there have been some minor teething problems, particularly around the voice switch. So that has been the case. We have recorded all of those instances as reported by the air traffic controllers or our field maintenance people into our Cirrus database, which is our tracks all these issues for us, and we have reviewed all of those issues and continue to iron out these minor bugs. So in terms of how many exactly, I will get that detail for you on notice.
So you can tell us something, there are problems with respect to this?
As I said, Senator, we introduced this very complex technology, which, by the way, I'll just point out, is adding significant safety benefits at those locations.
It hasn't caused any safety problems?
No, Senator.
Right.
So, on the contrary...
I mean, you say minor teething problems. The information I have is it's more like root canal treatment.
No, Senator, I would disagree with that.
Okay, well, we'll see whether it's minor teething or root canal. So, finally, in respect to that question, if so, how many for Rockhampton, Broome, Adelaide and Melbourne Towers respectively? And finally, in respect of that, how much does this system cost taxpayers?
I'll get that detail for you in that report as well.
And I think there's a time... What's the time frame to get answers back? 16th of July.
I'm sorry, Senator, what's that's when you would like that information by?
I think that's a deadline for the committee. All I'm saying is that...
I just wanted to clarify.
Yeah,
so
no,
that
I'm
I
just concerned about these issues. So
yes.
I take your assurance that you say there are no safety issues in respect of this.
That's correct.
25th of July.
25th of July.
We will have that full report with that level of detail for you.
And you've made, and look, I appreciate it that you made reference to some other matters. If there have been, you say minor teething problems. How have those problems been dealt with, or bugs in the system been dealt with? What have they been, from your point of view? How have they been dealt with?
And the number of
how
software
has there been engagement of staff? And can you assure me, as a result of this specific line of questioning, that there will not be any emails or oral communication to your staff for this line of questioning? I'm just worried about the issue of retribution.
Senator, that's a serious suggestion.
No, I'm not suggesting you do it. I just want to know that you won't be doing it.
Absolutely not. We value our just culture in Airservices, and all these reports and faults are reported by the air traffickers, so we can investigate them.
But can I suggest? Sorry, can I suggest to you that just culture, absolutely critical in aviation, given the nature of the industry and the nature of what you have to deal with. I suggest to you that that was not necessarily the case under your predecessor. And I know you can't comment on it, but I'm just suggesting to you that was not necessarily the case.
Senator, you know that we have been working on a culture program in Airservices, and one of the values that I have added to the values for Airservices is the value of courage. And that is specifically about having the courage to speak up, speak out, challenge managers and leaders, because it's very important that people do that to maintain those safety aspects that you referred to.